Hoi allemaal, welkom terug op mijn kanaal. Ik heet Cyrus, ik ben Cyrus. Anyways, here we are getting into tutorial number, I'm pretty sure we are on 14. Pretty sure. Of the palette focus of the Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction. And this beauty has been getting really boring lately. Last tutorial, I incorporated the ritualistic rose and used the astral rose orchid, I believe that's what it was called, which was this one. Beautiful, beautiful shade. But for this tutorial, I actually want to bring in this one, which is going to be, I forgot what it was called, the orchid, no, Rose Quartz 005. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and prep my eyes with the Pro Filter eyeshadow primer, which is still going strong, and I think I'm basically like getting to the end of it. So this has lasted quite a few tutorials, actually. I'm trying to remember what I did before this one, but lasted quite some time because I think for this one, I want to use, what is it called again? Nude Rose. What is it called? Yeah, Nude Rose in the crease. Maybe, possibly, we shall see. Let me go prep my eyes. All right, so the eyes are prepped with the Pro Filter eyeshadow primer by Fenty Beauty. Still construction going on. Like I said, this is like January 29th, I think, or the 29th? 31st, Saturday's February 1st. Yes, 29th. Nothing on this brush really. I'm pretty sure you guys probably think I set my primer. I really don't. I just do this because I don't know why I do this actually. I think it's more of a comfort thing. First and foremost, let's go into the Nude Rose. I'm going in with the blush brush from Pat McGrath because I want this look to be, or this aspect to be diffused out. It's gonna be so dramatic, but yes. Yeah, here we are, tutorial 14. Now that I incorporated another eyeshadow quad palette, I do feel like this is getting more creative for me, but it's just sad that, I mean, let's be real, it's 2025. Everybody has quite a few palettes to this day, but if you truly are somebody who just wants like one palette, I do think the Motherships, if you want to invest into quality, Mothership palettes are definitely, I'd say 1 through 9 are really good because they have mattes, metallics, shimmers, different types of finishes, textures. I still think Motherships 1, 2, and 3 are by far my favorite because you have your the first one's very cool tone, the second one is like definitely everyday neutrals type of feel, and the third one is definitely more like such a creative palette. Definitely runway, that's for sure. It gives Vogue vibes, that's for sure. Perfect. So Nude Rose, just like this. All right, because look, ooh. And I love the fact that these, like, it looks pretty neutral and very pinky, but this is such a beautiful, I might use this for blush today. Have I used, I think I've used this in the past for blush, but for the most part, that is where we are. Now I'm gonna go into, I need to remember the name of this row. Going into ritualistic rose, and I'm going to get Rose Quartz 005, which is like this plum-ish thing going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna get a flat brush, and with this one, I'm actually going to pack on here, right here. Basically from the middle and just pack it on to the end. Obviously on both sides. This is such a beautiful color. Oh, I feel like this as a one and done will look gorgeous as well. Most definitely. But yes, just on the outer part of the eye. Look at that. I mean, you really can see. Turn this down a little bit so you can just get the full effect of, ooh, that's a cool one, just natural lighting. I could bring that down, climb beige mirror. But for the most part, this is actually really nice. Getting some plumage going on here. If you look at the whole portfolio as far as color for Pat McGrath so far, the brand, I do think there is quite a bit of variety as the palette as a whole. I still would love, and I'm not holding my breath, a purple Mothership palette from Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath. But I think for the most part there are quite a bit of purple within the portfolio. So, but yes, like that. Now, I'm gonna go into skin tint. No, it's the Astral Amethyst Allure, which is gonna be this, and that is going to be here. Oh my word, this is so beautiful, but okay, it's cool, I guess. Chill. Nothing really like special. It's okay. And then for the brow, we are going to go into Skin Tints Radiance. Just using the finger. And that is basically the look. Oh, that is gorge. I actually do like this. Okay. Definitely has a moment going on, that's for sure. I like it. And for the liner, I was gonna do black, but we are doing a palette focus Extreme Vermilion Dusk, which is just going to turn this right back into a really red looking. All right. Oof. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Of course, with black, it would definitely make this a lot more dramatic, but for the sake of the palette focus, Extreme Vermilion Black. So let me go do both eyes, and we will see the final look before we move on to the final look. So, this is where we are at. I digress of what I said before. I actually really like this look. I do think the Extreme Vermilion Dusk really added that warmth that it needed, especially that vermilion warmth. And like I said, I'm going to use the Nude Rose as a blush as well, just so it could be incorporated into just a nice flow of everything going around. But this is really nice. It has the right amount of warmth that I really like. The coolness, the plum from Ritualistic Rose is actually a little bit more warmer than the actual Astral Amethyst Allure, which I like. So you have a little bit of that coolness from the Astral Amethyst Allure here, and then you have the warmth from the Rose, from the Plum 005, whatever it's called. Oh my god, I just lost what it was called. Ritualistic Rose, Rose Orchid, Rose Quartz 005. Yes! I knew I would remember. But yeah, it's really, it's a beautiful look. Really beautiful. yes, it's a tutorial number 14. It's really coming along, that's for sure. I do think moving forward, I think I probably have, I want to try to get to 16 tutorials because I completely forgot that I have the Bridgerton palettes, and I was kind of thinking, and I still want to use the nectar, peach nectar, what is it, rose nectar or whatever, from the face and eyeshadow palette from the holiday with the Blitz Crimson Ecstasy. Kind of want to see what those two would look like together. Am I doing it right here? I can show you guys. So this is the Mothership Bijou Brilliance Jewel Temptation Coral Nectar is what I am talking about, which is going to be this one right there. As you can tell, it has that duochrome flip. I bought this only for this shade. What is this one called? Amethyst Noir. See, Amethyst Noir, Astral Amethyst Allure. I think there's another amethyst somewhere. And also for Paradise Venus. Desert Amber is actually really nice if you're more fair and light, I'd say. But when you get to more my skin tone, especially tan to deeper, it's just a whisper, basically. But yeah, so I think that is what I will do for tutorial number 15. And then I think for the last two or a few, I actually just want to incorporate the Astral Gilded Allure mixed with something else maybe, or maybe Coral Nectar with Astral Gilded Allure. Ooh, that would be really nice actually, misschien. That may be echt mooi, but for the most part, 14 tutorials. Oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead and continue using the Forever Glow from Dior in 4N, and I'm using 4N just so I can continue to look tan, because that's what I need. And then we will be moving on to the next tutorial, which I am so excited about. So yesterday I actually started the palette for started the first tutorial for the next palette focus, and it actually is, I'll show you now, Alyssa Edwards, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm like really excited to dive into that palette for this summer. And then I am hoping if I stay consistent and disciplined with this, by July I will start filming more of my holiday stuff. Or not holiday, but for Christmas. I have an idea for Christmas, so I hope I could do 25 tutorials so I could post all day, every day for the 25 days of Christmas. But it's going to be a very, very busy year this year, so I'm excited to show you guys what I will create. And also for complexion and how I do complexion, how to make it easy. So it's gonna be a lot this year and I'm really excited. So it's also gonna help me to stay consistent with my stuff and to stay on top of things and start going through more product, because that box of things that I just put into the side and eventually will just get out of my collection is starting to grow bigger. And I actually want to get some blushes from Patrick Ta. Well, I want to get more blushes from Patrick Ta, but also from NARS, because they revamped their blush line, it seems like. And some of those, ooh, like the new Orgasm X looks really good. I just feel like this may be, I should do a series just strictly on nothing but blushes of what they look like. Ooh, I should call it BOL, Blush Out Loud, Bowl. Bowl.com, good old Bowl. But we shall see. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas going on in my head and I just need to start somewhere. And I hope this will be a year of growth for the channel, for my Instagram, for my YouTube. So for the TikTok. So we shall see how this year will go. holding myself accountable, and you guys will see the final look in a moment. This is turning out really nice, actually. So this is the final look, tutorial number 14, I think, I hope. But yes, actually, let me just go and turn this off so we could get more, actually, warmth. This is natural lighting. It's amazing. Yeah, so I went ahead and just blew out, actually, let me, lip gloss. The eyeshadow. But this does remind me a look I did from the Subversive palette, actually. If I still have it, I'll post it up here. But I really love bringing out the blush to that aspect. But yeah, tutorial number 14, I'm pretty sure it's 14. So for under eye brightening, Dior's Flash Luminizer 003 with Charlotte Tilbury's beautiful radiant skin concealer in 8.5 medium. Now foundation is a mixture of the Forever Glow 3N and 4N mixed together. Obviously in the summers, 4N is like my exact shade, which is really nice. Highlighter, Pat McGrath. What is this? The Skin Fetish Ultra Glow highlighter in Divine Rose. I was like, this actually reminds me a little bit of Astro Gilded Aura. So I think one of the next tutorials, I mean, even Astro Pink Fetish, but this has more of the peach golden, where that has more of the pink golden to it, I guess. Bronzer, Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Bronzer in 310. Yeah, and blush is actually Nude Rose from the Divine Rose, so it's just such a beautiful color. And the fact that it truly depends on what kind of brush you use, you could really amp up the intensity of this. But because I used this brush from Pat McGrath, it kept it pretty, I wouldn't say neutral, but tamed and controllable, which was really nice. And then I just went in with a different brush to really add in the intensity. Which is actually going to be, I think this was from It Cosmetics, but I used this one to really pop in that color. Then I went back to Pat McGrath and then blend it out, basically is all I do. So, that is for the blush. Lips, Pale Fire Nectar from Pat McGrath. Brows are still Benefit and 6. And Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray and the Dewy Setting Spray. Is this even a setting? Yeah, Dewy Setting Spray from Anastasia as well. And as far as setting powders, Becca's Be a Light and Light to Medium. This is all over the face. This is under the eye. And under the foundation, or under the concealer, is actually the Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder from NARS. But that is all this for this look. I mean, it's just so couture. That's what it is, couture. It's very couture for me. This is very casual for me. But yeah, if you guys have these other palettes, if you have the Quad Ritualistic Rose, I think Utopian Dream actually has, is it Utopian Dream? Has something pretty similar to this as well. I think it's Utopian Dream. Pretty sure. But like I said, these are the type of looks I always go back to, and I'm starting to realize doing more of these palette focus, it seems like one of the tutorials, it's always something like this, which is actually really nice. And with my face shape, I forgot how good that highlighter was. Damn. I'll see you guys next video.